On a busy city street, there is a nondescript cafe. The afternoon sun shines through the glass windows on the wooden tables and chairs, and the aroma of coffee and pastries fills the air. Sarah walked into the cafe. She was wearing a Chanel suit and had a Tiffany diamond bracelet on her wrist. She looked around the cafe and finally chose a corner by the window to sit down. Waiter Alan noticed her arrival. "Welcome. What do you need?" Alan said mechanically. There was a professional coldness in his tone. "A latte. Thank you." Sarah nodded gracefully, but there was a hint of tenderness in her voice. Alan held a cup of coffee, glanced at her bracelet, and thought to himself, "Another rich man who likes to show off his wealth." He put down the coffee with a little force. "Please, take your time." After Alan finished speaking, he turned around and left. Sarah gently stroked the bracelet, a hint of bitterness flashing in her eyes. Not long after, a ragged man named Jones pushed open the door of the cafe. He was wearing a tattered coat covered with dust and a pair of sports shoes smeared with dirt. His appearance immediately caught Alan's attention. "Hey, you're in the wrong place!" Alan shouted loudly. "This is not a place for a beggar like you to come." Jones stopped, crumpled bill in his hand. A hint of hurt flashed in his eyes, but it was quickly replaced by embarrassment. Just as he was about to leave, Sarah's voice interrupted the scene. "Please don't treat him like that." She stood up and walked up to the homeless man. "We should treat everyone equally." Alan was stunned, and an embarrassed flush appeared on his face. He lowered his head, realizing how inappropriate his performance had been. Jones looked at Sarah gratefully. "Thanks, but I don't want to disturb anyone." Jones hesitated, but finally sat down at the coffee table. Sarah treats her, and the two began a relaxed conversation. Alan observed all this from the sidelines, and the prejudice in his heart began to waver. "I used to be an ordinary person, too. Life has taught me that everyone has their own story." The homeless man nodded. "I was a former construction worker and lost my job and home to an accident." Alan listened to their conversation, and a wave of guilt welled up in his heart. "I'm sorry, I had a bad attitude." Jones smiled and waved his hand. "It's okay. I understand." Through this chance encounter, three people who had nothing to do with each other collided with each other in this ordinary afternoon, and collided with sparks of understanding and respect.